Yes, in front of me is Alex Pastrello, the weatherman of Wednesday Comics. How you doing, Alex?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I am okay. Now let's ask Garrett, the traffic coordinator of Wednesday Comics, how he's doing. Garrett?
I'm doing all right. Ready for some forecasting.
Garrett, I heard you tore up a tree.
Yeah, I headbutted it, and it tipped over. 30 years old.
What, you're 30?
No, the tree was 30. I'm 24,
So
I'm 6 years younger.
You're beating up something, older than you. That tree was here first.
Elder abuse.
And so you know when you knocked over a tree, you were trying to turn it into pulp to try to turn it into comics, and that's what we're going to talk about today, coming out for Wednesday, June 14th, 2017. Let's talk. First, let me mention, so a couple of weeks ago on the show, I mentioned, is there any comics about politics? Which I was reminded there's one called Briggs Land from Dark Horse Comics. So actually tomorrow, Briggs Land Lone Wolf's #1. I don't know if it's a side story or what it is. I tried to read the synopsis. It doesn't say what it is. It just sounds like a new story. So I guess I might get that. Because I'm looking for a comic about politics. So there we go.
Every book's a comic about politics. They just hide it under the superheroes.
No, but I know I don't want superhero stuff around politics. I just want a book that's straight, like, political. So Briggs Land. I'm going to try it out. Lone Wolves #1. Coming out tomorrow. Or coming out today, actually, when you hear this. So $3.99 looks like. Dark Horse Comics. DC Comics. Let's move on to DC. Action Comics $9.81. We get closer and closer to 1,000. Garrett, Alex, how are you doing with Action Comics?
I'm doing good, but I'm not caught up on it.
Well, I am caught up, and it's really good because, like, there's a lot of adrenaline leading up to Superman meeting up with Zod. So, because like Zod's been part of the Suicide Squad lately, and Superman doesn't even know that, but he's about to find out pretty quick.
Would you? What's the team? We still got Dan Jurgens writing it.
Yep.
Dan Jurgens writing, Jackson Hubert on art, and a cover from. Oh, there's a Gary Frank cover. There you go, Garrett. You gonna get that one?
No, I'm not going to get that one.
All right. What, Alex? Looks cool.
So look at that sweet stop sign, that variant cover.
It's telling Garrett to stop getting those variants. That's what it's saying. Dark Days, The Forge #1, what they are claiming is the beginning of the Dark Universe in DC Comics. We have darkness comes to the DC Universe with the mystery of the Forge. So, Dark Days, The Forge #1, $4.99. DC, what's happening here? $4.99? How many pages is this sucker?
Yeah, it's not Rebirth. It's Dark Days. They don't have to pay. There's no $2.99 line.
It looks like it might be a bigger book because there's like 15 people in this book. We got Scott Snyder, James Tynion IV, Jim Lee, Adam Kubert, John Romita Jr., Scott Williams, Klaus Janson, Danny Mankey, and somebody Sinclair. I'm not sure. I apologize for that. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be the start of the Great Comics event of 2017. Are you guys in or out?
Oh, definitely in. But what I'm worried about is, how much hype was put around All-Star Batman. And, like, that's been good at times. Other times it's been, like, meh. So, like, I'm excited, but I don't have my whole foot through the door yet. I got to read the first issue.
Yeah, I want to... Go ahead.
What? You can go first.
I was just going to say that I think Scott does best when he pares down his ideas. Like Black Mirror was awesome. But when he thinks like grand, being like, I'm going to make this huge epic, I think it gets a little lost. So I hope it's not I hope it's just like a very simple story, and it might be action packed, but as long as it's not too, he doesn't try to do too much with it.
Right. That's what's nice about having all those great creators with him. So
I'm finding that Scott Snyder isn't I have to get his book. He's not a writer that I find as strong as he used to be.
Are you still liking All-Star?
All-Star is one of those books that it's a hit or miss. Depends on what issue he's working on. If he's actually, which issue was it, 9? Which one's the Man-Bats and Ra's al Ghul? Was that 9?
I think it was 9.
Okay. I thought that was super, super weak.
Yeah, it looks like it depends on which team. And I think we even said at the beginning, I think this thing is really going to depend on who's drawing it with them and how it is. Because like that Mr. Freeze issue was awesome.
Yeah, with Jock.
Then I thought the first arc was really, in my opinion, kind of weak. So it just depends on who's doing it with him. Because it's like Jock elevated what his story was. While John Romita Jr., I feel like it's just like, it seems plain to me.
I think, my problem with, and I know we're getting off topic, but I think the problem with the first one for me was that it was 5 issues when it didn't need to be 5 issues.
That also seemed like it dragged on. I do know some people actually read it in trade and said it reads awesome in trade. But, I mean, in issues, geez, that took forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, when you're paying $5 and then you have a backstory that also takes forever. You know what I mean? So, like, it never felt like I got an issue and was like, wow, this is great. It was always like, oh, well, it seems okay.
Yeah, because probably in trade, it's like all the main story is collected and the back issue is all connected, so you don't have like 2-page gaps in between each segment.
Yeah, you don't have 2 pages of a story and then that's it for that month. Detective Comics 958, also almost at 1,000. Detective Comics, are you guys still enjoying Detective as much as we did at the beginning of Rebirth?
No. I mean, it's still good, but it's not as great as that first arc. Like, as soon as Tim left, it's really been taking a hit, I think. Like, I don't know if they're just waiting till he comes back, because I feel like the art's been great. But, like, the whole spoiler a little bit, and then Orphan, I feel like they're beaten to death. That's starting to annoy me.
What about Azrael? You guys like Azrael?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like he's a person that should have never left comics. He should have been in this whole time.
Alex, what do you think of Detective?
It's fine. It's not nearly as highly rated in my mind.
Let me ask you guys a question.
But I get the fact that it's a Batman book.
Yeah.
But if push came to shove, it would probably be on the cutting block.
So I know you guys also aren't very hot on Batman. Which one's better, Batman or Detective right now?
Detective, for me.
Right now, I'd actually probably say Batman.
All right.
I feel like Batman's at least more... I don't know what the right word would be.
I think Batman actually
more up my aisle.
Is getting better now. I've liked it from the beginning, but I know, like, for you guys, and I actually do feel like it's stronger now, even though I liked it at the beginning. I think he knows where he's going, and he has a definite... Maybe it's just we're used to it, or maybe he's getting used to telling stories as Batman, but I feel like now he knows what's happening. You know what I mean?
Right. I think after the... is it I Am Bane, the last one?
Yeah.
I guess the shit gets out of him from Bane, or beats him up. That was the strongest arc I've had from him.
Oh, absolutely. That was good. It's because he wasn't, like, changing anything. He was just doing a Batman story with good Batman villains, who they are. And then I think it's when he tries to get too big and, like, too independent with Batman that it's like, it's a little too much risk.
Flash 24, we have a prelude to Running Scared, guest starring Hal Jordan of the Green Lanterns, also plus Kid Flash versus Reverse Flash in the back. Or maybe even in the story, I don't know. It just says that on the cover. The Flash, are you guys... what's the temperature on the Flash right now?
It's good. Have you guys did you read 23?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, I mean, you remember that New 52 team up with Hal and Barry? I absolutely hated that book, but this one, it worked really well, and like they actually seemed like their characters during it. So, I don't know, I've been loving the story, and it's just fun that like Hal comes in and he's like, people are like asking like, oh, how's the Justice League do? Like he's like asking the other teammates, he's like, oh, how's the Justice League doing and everything, and then Flash is like, oh, they're doing all right, they're good. So,
speaking of Hal Jordan in the Green Lantern Corps 22, the Fracture storyline, Part 1, Ethan Van Sciver back on art. Robert Venditti writing it still. A rash decision during a routine hunt for outlaw Sinestro Corps members leads to a confrontation that shakes the foundation of the fragile working relationship between Green Lanterns and the Sinestro Corps. Can Hal Jordan pull the truth into the light and keep the peace? You know, you read that description, very vague. But I feel like this book does well with not making things too complicated. And I think that's what Robert Venditti back in New 52, like after John's, before this Rebirth, I think they were making it way too complicated than it needed to be. And I think now they're just like, let's just tell stories about these characters and the situations they put them in don't have to be so complicated. It's just like the first arc, it was them versus Sinestro, basically, and bring back Hal. You know what I mean? Very simple. It's not that hard to figure out what's going on. Whereas before, I feel like it was like a million Lantern Corps and much of Origins, and you're like, what's going on? I'm not sure what's going on. Justice League of America number 8. I guess nothing. I have nothing to contribute, or what? I guess.
I don't know. I mean,
I have to admit, I'm so far behind on books that I can't tell you if a book is hot or not because I haven't read it yet.
You're behind on Hal? Hal's something I keep up on.
See, with Hal, though, it's like good, but I feel like they're running. I mean, they need to move past this whole Sinestro Green Lantern.
Oh, really? I like it a lot.
I know, but that's the one story that's like you can only be scared about the fragile line. Like they're all teaming up, they're all buddy. Like
to be fair, Garrett. To be fair, that's been the story for like the last 10 years since Jeff Johns took over. So I mean, it's
no, but them not working together.
No, I know, but it's like it's all about Yellow Lanterns, Green Lanterns, and now it's different. It's like they're working together. But I just mean,
right? I understand that,
yeah.
But the story is like you can only be like, oh. We're green and they're yellow. We better.
It hasn't been that long. It's only been a few issues.
A few, yeah, right. It's been months.
I know, a few issues.
They joined up since the first arc.
Well, in the first arc, it was them versus Sinestro, and it came out of that, yes. But there's been other stuff that's been going on.
I don't know, it's all right. It's not something on the top of my stack every week. But
is Justice League of America number 8? Is that on the top of your stack?
This is for Hal Jordan would be the that Prism War thing they had, the last arc. For me, that was not needed. That was boring. But
yeah, I didn't like that plot, but I liked everything else around it, so it was still okay for me.
Justice League of America's been pretty good. I mean, it's I don't think it's trying to dabble too much in other books continuity or anything. So it's like doing its own story that don't really leak over anywhere else. So I've been having fun with it. It does a lot more like these heroes versus your C villains. So it's from that point might scare some people away, I think. But I think since I know enough about DC that it doesn't make me go the other direction, and I think the stories are actually really good. The art is always amazing by Rice if he does it.
He's not doing that issue. Scott Hanna is. It says. Red Hood and the Outlaws, number 11. Scott LaBelle, Dexter Soy, Rockefort on the cover. Are you guys? This is Who is Artemis finale. Is Red Hood still as good as you guys said it was?
Totally.
Yeah, this one. Is one of the gems. Yeah, this is one of the gems of Rebirth that I think is not getting enough attention. I know it comes out monthly, but I
can't believe it.
One of the best titles.
I'm never going to believe it. Scott LaBelle?
I think I'm caught up on it.
Yeah, Scott LaBelle.
Dude, I love this book.
I think it's because he's not doing anything else. This is his only book that he's on for DC. So besides art for other books, if even that,
is good as New 52, Red Hood, at least the first maybe dozen issues, those are pretty good. These blow them out of the water. These are awesome.
Yeah, and the art, what's that artist's name? He's really good.
Dexter Soy.
Yeah, his art is he should be on a bi-weekly book. His is good art. Keep an eye on him.
Well, I think that's the reason I like him just doing Red Hood, though, is the fact that he's not overdoing it. It's he only has to do the one issue, so he actually gets to take the time to make it great.
Right.
All right, maybe I'll read it. Who knows? I won't. Suicide Squad number 19.
Whoa, what about Scooby Apocalypse?
Who gets Scooby Apocalypse?
I fucking get that book. It's so good.
Scooby Apocalypse, right in the cover, they're strangling Velma. Jesus, Velma's all dying on the cover. Keith Giffen. Keith Gibbons writing this book. Now, Keith Giffen is he used to be a great writer, but he's writing a thing called Blue Beetle right now, And that guy does not know how to write kids. So how is he writing these kids? Is it good or not?
I think it's great. And point to say though is that Travis says that a friend of the show, Travis, that Blue Beetle has actually been really good. So I don't know. That's from his opinion.
I just read the first couple issues.
I assume it's good. But yeah, this has
been
awesome.
I didn't get that Blue Beetle was good. I just heard that there were parts of it that were okay. Tied to other things.
He said there were parts that bring him back every time. So
yeah, but
that's a writer's choice.
Was good. Means nostalgia-wise, it was good.
Can't look at you. Your face is so zoomed in. All right. Anyways, Scooby.
Your face is half the time half a face.
So tell us, Garrett, how does a Scooby-Doo apocalypse book? You're what? How many issues in is it?
This is 14.
14 issues in to a Scooby-Doo book, and you're saying excellent.
Yeah, I think it's really great. If you're a Scooby-Doo fan, I mean, it's easy to get in this book. The characters are the same. They do retweak, who they are, like their origins a little bit, because obviously there's no zombie apocalypse in the normal Scooby-Doo cartoon. Yeah, I mean, art's always amazing. The team is just as you know them. Shaggy and Scooby love food still. Daphne, well, they tweak Daphne, Velma, and Fred a little bit to kind of make them the opposite of there. Like Fred's kind of more of he's not necessarily a coward, but he's like a whiny little bitch. And then Daphne is the hero.
Not a coward, but a whiny little bitch.
Yeah, and then Daphne's the one that brings out the big fucking bazooka to kill zombies and stuff. So it's fun. And the mystery machine's like a giant ass tank. It's cool.
What you just described might be the worst thing I've ever heard in my life.
See, it makes me want to get it just for the fact that it's not legitimate. It sounds fun, but I don't care.
It's not I don't consider it continuity by any means. Obviously, it's not.
No, I don't think they need it.
I give two shits about Scooby-Doo and the gang.
Yeah, I think
I'm actually cheering for the monsters to kill them.
Yeah, I don't think Alex was concerned about Scooby-Doo's continuity when he was going to.
And they have a Scrappy-Doo backup in each issue, and that's pretty cool. Scrappy-Doo's a murderer. He kills humans for fun.
Scrappy-Doo is a piece of shit.
Yeah, he is.
Scrappy-Doo is the epitome of milking the cow. People like Scooby-Doo. What are we going to do? Oh, he has is it his nephew?
His uncle.
What?
No, Scooby's the uncle.
Scooby's the
uncle? Oh.
Yeah, Scooby's uncle and it's nephew Scrappy, I thought.
The puppy's the uncle.
In this one, they're not related, so.
But it's
that's probably good.
People like the dog. Let's make another dog. Suicide.
And, Scooby wants to be a werewolf.
You can't tell me you never watched Scooby-Doo when you were kids, so.
I did, but I'm
Scooby-Doo watching Turtles. And Cowboys of Moo Mesa. Good stuff.
No one's heard of fucking Cowboys of Moo Mesa. Unless you're old and like you, yeah.
I like Scooby-Doo, but I wasn't pining for a Scooby-Doo remake book about them and the apocalypse. I'll say that.
Nobody was, but it just happened.
Suicide Squad number 19, Earthlings on Fire finale. Rob Williams writing. Now this is a man who said, Unfollow, you're going to end early because I got to get on this Suicide Squad train fast. This movie made tons of money. Is it good?
Yeah, I enjoy it. I mean, the art kind of sells it for me. When Tony Daniel is actually doing good art for this book, it was good.
True.
But, I mean, the stories, they're your typical Suicide Squad stories. I mean, it's just Amanda Waller sends them into an unbelievable mission where they could die. They never do. But she threatens them. They
come back anyway.
Yeah, they come back. So I think the coolest tweak to this whole storyline is Zod being part of the Suicide Squad. I think that's fucking genius.
That's my favorite. I have to admit, that's a strong idea, is to have this. He can be stopped, but this unstoppable character who can rival Superman in strength.
Yeah, and he's got a kryptonite bomb in him instead of a normal bomb that everybody else has, so that's how she can control him. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's a strong writer, so I wouldn't doubt it. But
yeah,
something about Suicide Squad. I really like Thunderbolts and Marvel side, but Suicide Squad I can never get into for some reason. I'm not sure why that is, but I actually
probably hard.
I think the problem with Suicide Squad is that even in New 52, and at least the more current stuff, because I haven't read any of the past things.
I was going to say, I was reading the past things on Hoopla. They have the very first volume of Suicide Squad way back in the day. and I just started reading it. I don't know, something about it I really don't like. Secret Six I do like a lot though. So like, I mean, it's not the concept of villains fighting for good. It's just the way, I don't know, the way it's presented.
I think the stories are always bad for Suicide Squad. I think they keep trying to live up to this, oh my god, they have to go into suicide missions. They don't have to go into suicide mission. They could just do jobs.
Yeah.
I think that's what bugs me, is they always have to make it this big to do. It's this unstoppable being that if you guys die, we don't give a shit. When you don't have to do that. You could do just a good story with these characters.
Yeah, it also seems like it always tries to be really gritty, whereas Secret Six was always like more tongue-in-cheek funny. At least I thought. At least when Gail Simone was writing it, when I was reading it. Supergirl, number 10. Steve Orlando, Escape from the Phantom Zone, Part 2. Garrett, are you getting a Supergirl?
Yep, still getting Supergirl. I feel like it's got a new artist, so the art's been good. Story, it's good, but it's more, I think it plays off more of like, can't even say nostalgia. Like, you know, everyone really likes Batgirl and Supergirl together, so that's like why it's even happening in this book. Like, Batgirl being in this story right now makes it's just like, well, I guess that makes sense. It doesn't necessarily need to be a thing, but they're making it a thing. So I feel like just because like the TV show's doing so well that this book is existing, because it's like, it doesn't seem like there's an overarching storyline that's propelling this book. It's just kind of like, seems like little one-shots or like two-shot stories. So, but I mean, I recommend it. It's good. Art's fine.
Here's
not the best book I'm getting.
Here's what I was talking about, boys. Titans, number 12. Bad Omen, number 1.
What about Superwoman?
Superwoman. I wasn't sure if you still got it or not.
Yeah, of course I still get it. I get anything with super in the title, except New Superman.
Superwoman. Written by Kate Perkins, Ray McCarthy on art. Rediscovery, Part 3. Natasha Irons. You know what? I really did like this book. Actually, I switched to just reading it in trades on Hoopla. But I think it's good. I really like it a lot. It's good.
Yeah. It takes like that. So me being a Superman fan, like, you know, I really love like all the nostalgia from like Smallville and everything, like Superman growing up basically. And having Lana Lang as Superwoman, like, it really ties into that. Like, she lost her powers at the end of that Superman Rebirth storyline, and now this is about her fighting to become a hero again.
I do somehow. Also like all the like B, C characters from Superman's universe. You have Steel in this book, and you know what I mean, like things like that. Yeah. It's nice. It's nice that it fills out the universe.
Right. It feels like you're reading a super universe book that nobody else really is in.
Let me ramp up my announcement again. Titans number 12, Bad Omen. After the stunning events of the Lazarus contract rocked the Titans to their core, called into question the team's leadership, Omen discovers a shocking truth about their future, that one of their very own is destined to betray them, and it could be anybody. That is not the thing I want to tell you guys. Art by Kenneth Rocafort starting on this issue. Dan Abnett still writing it. I think this is when I jump on.
You're jumping back on, baby.
I mean, coming off of Lazarus' contract, if you go back to that episode, special report for Wednesday Comics, 2 episodes ago, me and Garrett talked about it, and I said, I think I'm going to read Titans after the way it ended. I feel like I need to read Titans.
Right.
So this might be
now
it.
You got a good artist.
Now we got Rocafort. Yeah, I don't have to see Brett Booth's faces anymore, so there we go.
I hope Brett Booth never comes back.
He might. I don't know. He might. Alex, any interest in Titans with Rocafort on art?
Interested, yes. Am I going to get it? No.
All right. Wonder Woman 24, written by Greg Rucka. Art by Lisk Evely. Godwatch epilogue. Here we go. The epilogue to Godwatch. With Godwatch's purpose fulfilled, Diana and Kale are forced to confront the choices of their path and a new direction for the future. Wonder Woman, are you guys, how excited are you for the epilogue of Godwatch?
Isn't this Greg Rucka's last issue?
I thought you said he was on 25.
Was.
I think I did say that, but now I don't know if this is the epilogue.
I'm going off of your information, so if it's not, then look it up while we talk about the next thing here. But Wonder Woman, I am excited for reading Wonder Woman based on the movie, not from past issues. mainly because I don't feel like you need an epilogue. But if it's going to be an epilogue to his whole thing, then maybe. You know, if
it's probably the year one bullshit.
So we'll see. I mean, like I said, it's not that it's bad. It's that it just feels drawn out for so long that I feel like I just need something new, I feel like.
Yeah. He's doing 25. There's going to be an anniversary issue for 25, and he's writing that, and that's his last issue.
Hey, that annual he wrote was great. So it's not him writing it, it's this plot that I have issues with.
Yeah, I agree. The plot, I wish his magnum opus for coming back to Wonder Woman would have been something way different. I feel like he had an idea, and he just fucking ran with it and was I'm going to do this.
Yeah, he had an agenda coming in to be like, I'm going to make the origins, like clear up any confusion about her origins in this story and like tell how she's supposed to be written. And I think all of that was just like way too much baggage. And it's like, you should have just went past it, man, and just did your own story.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Like the way I call him, man. IDW, Back to Future 20, guest host number 1's favorite book. I'm sure he'll get that. But for the rest of us, TMNT Ongoing, number 70. Alex, I know you're caught up and I know what you're thinking. I cannot wait for Desperate Measures Part 4. What do you think?
He's like, if only I wasn't 16 issues behind.
How about this? The next time a Turtles book comes out, I make sure that I am up to date. And I can tell you, no, will not be lies. Will be 100% truth. You heard it here first on the forecast.
I can't believe the Turtles.
Can we also bet you $10 on this? I don't want to bet you $10.
Yeah, so I'll bet me $10. I'll be making $10 from you.
Garrity, you're caught up with that though, aren't you?
I think I'm 2 behind. And for the love of God, your fandom will save you through that book. I'm getting so fucking bored with TMNT. It is just not in, like, when it gets into my stack and it's the next book, I'm just like, fuck, I have to read this book about not the Turtles and then like 4 pages of the Turtles. Like, that really bugs me.
That would be like me reading a Superman book that was only about Jimmy Olsen and Lois Lane and only 1 page of Superman.
Right, that's what it would be like for you. Correct.
And then, you know what, that issue gets burnt.
Image Comics.
Superman 1.
Birthright number 25.
I had 2 copies, though.
Alex, are you still getting Birthright? Birthright 25 comes out tomorrow.
Yep, I'm getting Birthright, and I might be 1 behind. I was pretty close to being caught up the last time.
For 25 issues, the Rhodes family... Well, let's not say that, because there's the spoilers in that synopsis.
Looks like he's still fighting the Sorceress, but last I knew, I think they ended up... I don't know. It's one of those things that they've been fighting and talking to the Sorceress, I think, for the last 8 issues.
Okay.
That someone either needs to kill her or move on to the next thing.
It's like how, I'm not going to read a synopsis, there's spoilers, and then you just go ahead and say them. I mean, for people who aren't caught up with Birthright, but... Bitch Planet, triple feature number 1. A book that hasn't came out in forever, correct? They decided to...
about a month and a half ago.
They decided you needed a triple feature. So here you go. Bitch Planet, triple feature. We have... Kelly Sue DeConnick's not even writing this issue. We have 3 other writers. 2 other artists. Yeah, it looks like it's just stories from Bitch Planet, so...
That's cool.
There you go.
I'll get it.
Green Valley 9 of 9, the ending to Max Landis' sci-fi time travel fantasy story. Something you've never read in your whole life ends in a way you'll never expect. What do you guys think of Green Valley number 9? Excited? What's the temperature on this book?
I got a -7.
Oh, it's the art. You can't give it a -7. Giuseppe Camicoli. That's at least.
I can give it a -7 because I can guarantee you. I can almost tell you there's nothing that's going to impress me. And I've seen this
just an overnight frost. Maybe. It'll be fine. Like you guys said, last issue wasn't so bad.
I know. I didn't say anything. I said actually I'm like it's an exercise issue, giant size finale. It's the end of the miniseries. I feel the strongest parts of the story were the beginning. So hopefully the end is also the same way. But it's just that the only thing I don't like about it, like I said, was their attitude about the whole thing, being like, man, you're never gonna, it's like an annoying person at a party, and he's like, man, you're never gonna believe what happened to me, and he's just like, I went down to the gas station, guess what? I tripped on the way in, and you're like, no shit, it's not even exciting. And this, you're like, you're never gonna expect what's gonna happen. This guy time travels, and people think he's a wizard.
That's the thing, is that being told I wouldn't expect this. And then I tripped down the stairs. It's like, yeah, that's not impressive.
It's the setup, and it's like, dude, you're not gonna believe what I have. And it's like, what? And he shows you, and it's like $1 coin. And you're like, all right, I've seen it before. You know what I mean? It's nothing special. And he's like, I've never seen it before, though. It's like, all right, I understand that you think it's super special, but if you just told me, hey, cool, look at this, I found out I have $1, I'm like, oh, cool. You know what I mean? If he just would have been like, here's a time travel story, instead of trying to trick us, then I would have been like, oh, all right. I mean, like you said,
for it to be done.
The art is great. The art, actually, I think is amazing. The colors are great. The story is good to okay sometimes. I mean, it depends on the dialogue also. Sometimes the dialogue is a little much for me. But otherwise, altogether, I wouldn't tell somebody not to read it. If somebody was like, hey, this seems interesting, I'm like, oh, yeah, I would give it a chance. I wouldn't, but it's not something I'd be like, I would ever like recommend to somebody, hey, you should read Green Valley. I would never say that.
Yeah.
My thing is, I think I would end up underselling it to anybody who asks, oh, is Green Valley worth my time? Meh, I guess it could be. And then they would probably read and be like, oh my god, that's so good. What didn't you like about it?
It'll probably read better as a trade.
Yeah, I think it will too. I think it's more that we would anticipate, and especially me and maybe Ian Garrett would read the letter pages. I don't know, but for me, we would read a whole issue, and then you'd be like, can't wait till next month. You're never going to believe what happens. And then we would wait a month.
Right.
And then it'd be like, we would already guess, be like, oh, is there dinosaurs? No, it's dinosaurs. You know what I mean? So that's what it was. Kill the Minotaur #1. Image new #1. I only brought this up because I know Alex likes Minotaurs. Alex, is this enough? Your love of Minotaurs enough to look at this book?
I think I will probably. I'll at least look through it, if not pick it up, because I'm kind of interested in. I love that Greek mythology.
But you love Minotaurs. You wish you were a Minotaur, is what I heard.
Of course. Who doesn't want to be part bull? I got the attitude of one. Why don't I just become one?
We have here a mini Winnebago Graveyard #1 of 4 from Steve Niles, the king of horror, with Allison Sampson on art. American family traveling on vacation finds themselves stranded in a small town with a sinister secret. I didn't even heard about this. I just saw it right now, and it's 4 issues. There's not much horror in comics, so if you're interested in a horror book, I would say Steve Niles actually is a pretty good writer. Pick it up. Marvel Comics, the comic company that has it together. All new Wolverine 21. Marvin has picked up 1 issue and dropped the series already, but you guys are so I can't get over the art. I mean, it's not horrible, but there's something about the coloring that's too bold that hurts my eyes. But you guys just are reading it. Hey, it was actually pretty interesting. So what do you guys think? For Wolverine races for a cure, are you guys racing for this issue?
You know, I just recently caught up on the whole series, and this new Wolverine arc, this new X-Men arc, it hasn't been as good.
No.
It's been a lot weaker. The art's been weaker. The story is fine, but again, it seems like, throw your heroes that into a crazy situation and just run with it.
Yeah, I think that's what it was for me. It's like nobody can survive this virus. This is for the issue that I read. Nobody can survive this virus. I can go in and do it, and it's just like this is something that intriguing to me, and enough for me to keep getting it and look past the art that I couldn't stand.
I think the only thing that bugged me is that in the 90s cartoon of X-Men, they talk about Wolverine being tested consistently with all these diseases to watch him get over them, just to prove that he had the strongest healing factor. And I think that just kind of bugs me. It's like you're already taking the story, or at least parts of a story that have already been made. It's not original, and it kind of bugs me.
It's all new, Alex.
No, it's not. It's somewhat new.
Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows #8. I don't think any of us get this.
Corey gets it.
But Guest Host 1 does, so I thought I'd bring it up. because guest host one feels like we don't talk enough about his books on here.
Alex says he gets it.
Do you?
I get it.
Oh,
I think it's good.
Man, I
just read the X-Men.
You stealth get a lot of books that you never even bring up that you get.
Well, I guess I don't talk about the books that are shit, and this is one of those books that I'm like, I read it wanting to like it, and I still have yet to go, gosh, this is a good Spider-Man book.
But Alex, Ryan Stegman is on this book still, and it's been 8 issues.
I know, I'm impressed. That's actually one reason I get the book until he leaves, because, that new Wolverine that he was on for, an issue and a half, 2 issues?
He always leaves after like 2 or 3. He's always announces the ongoing artist, and then after 2 and 3, he's like, new artist, and it's like, oh, he couldn't keep up. So he's finally keeping up. Ben Reilly, Scarlet Spider number 3, that's also for guest host 1, $3.99. If you like Ben Reilly. Defenders number 1, Brian Michael Bendis writing this book with art from David Marquez. This is the Ultimate Spider-Man team that turned into Spider-Man. This is actually something I'm really looking forward to. Bendis, if he knows how to write something, he knows how to write these street level characters. And Marquez, I mean, you can't go wrong with Marquez. He was the fucking thing, the only reason why Civil War II was readable.
Bearable.
Yeah.
I think Defenders is actually my most anticipated book.
I hope it's good. If I get in and it's horrible, there's like nothing redeeming left for me with like Marvel status quo. Like the people that like Bendis is Marvel's go-to guy. If he can't write a good Defenders book, there's nothing left for me there. Besides,
did you guys read that preview from Free Comic Book Day?
Yeah, we looked through it.
You didn't read it?
I didn't read it.
No, I just seen the pit. I've seen there was
a preview
artwork from it.
Yeah, it's on the back of either the Spider-Man preview or the Guardians preview.
I thought it was just like a picture of art.
So there's like 5-6 pages of story.
No.
But I won't tell you what my thoughts are on that preview, but yeah, I hope this book will be good.
Hulk number 7. Garrett, how's Hulk been?
Awesome.
Amazing. It's so good. Like, one of the strongest, like, Amadeus Cho, move aside. This is the real, like, we don't want you. We want this. So, it basically, this is whole, like, Bruce Banner storyline, and it's, like, her dealing with the loss of her cousin, and then, like, having her identity shaken to its core. Like, she's so afraid to be the Hulk. And, like, God, when she turns into the Hulk, she is ugly. Like, she is, the way she feels inside about her Hulkness is how she looks outside. So it's different. It's like, because, before she was beautiful and she was the Hulk. Like, she was very, whatever. She had herself together. She could be fine as the Hulk. But now it's like her Hulk is a monster because she's, like, shaken to her core.
You were curious, Garrett, because we talked about this book on the last time it came up on Forecast. Markio Tamika. You were curious if it was a male or female. It is a female writer on Hulk with George Durantes on art. It looks fantastic. Even from you guys telling me it's great. I've heard online from a lot of people that it's great. I mean, it really does seem like a lot of these Marvel books that you're going to find that are good are things that are lying under the radar that aren't part of whatever they're doing. So
yeah, like no events or anything.
Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't see this book be tied into anything Secret Empire. So like, those are the books, if you really want to try something Marvel, look and see what's not tied in and be like, okay, those are the books I can go with. Because you're not going to get tied into any kind of event and have to read event books to figure out what's going on. So speaking of one of them, Kingpin number 5 is a great one to get into. And this is, you know what I hope? I looked at sales numbers for this book and it's not doing so well, boys. It's not doing so well.
Really?
Well, I mean, it's like, it's a bad guy and it's not like a main character. Which, I thought a lot of people would be into Kingpin because of the TV show, but I guess not. Matthew Rosenberg, Ben Torres. Oh, Ben Torres, you're back, baby. This is going to be a great issue. The Life and Crimes of Wilson Fisk. This has been so good, besides the art on the last one, even though that was okay. But I don't want it to go away, and I feel like it's going to go away pretty soon.
It's one of those books I don't want to go away, but if it does go away, I'm not going to complain. I don't have to drop it. Not that I would.
Well, I hope at least they'll let it end rather than just it being canceled. So,
right, agreed.
Old Man Logan 25. This is what you guys have been waiting for. The new team, Ed Brisson, Mike DiDio Jr. Are you guys excited for this? Alex, you're still picking this up, right? Just to try it?
Yeah, I'm going to give it a try.
Well, I'm super excited for this.
I'm 2 issues behind.
I think Ed Brisson proved to me enough in Bullseye that he can write a good book. I know there were some times I don't think 5 issues for that Bullseye run that he just did was enough. I mean, it could have seemed like enough, but he could have done more with it. And I feel like him getting hopefully more than a couple issues on Old Man Logan will really show what he's able to do. You know, he's a relatively new writer, and I'm not even concerned about the art. I think the art's going to be amazing.
Secret Empire 4 of 10. This is what you've been waiting for, boys. Number 4.
It's a 10?
Yeah, there's 10.
I think it was supposed to be 10 issues.
It was 9 originally, and they announced they were going to add a 10th issue.
Holy shit.
Nick Spencer. Go ahead.
You know, I thought Secret Empire was supposed to be like a month and a half long event. That every other week was something.
Not DC, baby.
I know, but I misunderstood when we were talking about needing to get all the parts of it. That I thought it was all pretty close together, not like a year-long event.
Nick Spencer.
Yeah, this is why Marvel can bullshit you about not having any events, because it's going to last 10 months. They're going to do as many side events as they can during that time. So, and once it's over, they're going to be like 6 months, no events, and then it's going to be like
Francis, Rod Rice on art. No Sorrentino on this one. There's a power that can either save the world or doom it. Both Steve Rogers and the heroes array against him need this power, but unfortunately for all of them, the key to possessing this power lies in the hands of the unstoppable Ultron. So, pulling out all the stops, now here comes Ultron. Hank Pym, we saw in the last issue, showing up again. So we'll see how that goes. Secret Warriors 3. Alex, you said you were getting this right?
Yeah.
But
that is Secret Warriors. Yeah, I'm getting it.
Are you?
I haven't caught up.
You haven't caught up. Okay.
I've read the first one. First one was fine. But you know the sad thing I'm finding more and more about when we talk about books? There's not any books I'm like, oh my god, it's coming out. Unless it's like Black Magic, or Black Science, or Image books.
For us at least, yes. Nobody's getting Star Wars anymore, but Star Wars will be out tomorrow, number 32. Thanos, number 8. I can't imagine that book's doing that great either.
Oh, really? 6 was awesome. I haven't read 7 yet, but I heard 7 was really good.
Oh, you're still getting Thanos. I thought we all dropped it.
I still get this book. I've liked Thanos a lot.
No, I just said I don't imagine that it sells that well because they've done Thanos books in the past and they always just stopped doing them. But let's see, but maybe him being in the movie is going to do something for them at least. Venom 151, Guest Host 1. There you go. His favorite new book, he said, by the way. Since he's not on the show, I'll talk for him. That's the Marvel's first book. They are renumbering back to the original. Here we go, baby. Vision, Director's Cut, 1 of 6. Now, here's the thing. I am very much, in my mind, when I heard of this, was like, I'm getting it, baby. That's mine. And I love that story so much. I love Director's Cut so much. Like it's like they asked me what I wanted, and this is what came out. However,
$42.
It's $7, but I just saw now actually that it's 2 issues.
Yeah, that's why there's 6 of them.
Oh,
you get the whole story.
Oh, you know, mind. My rant's going away. 2 issues for $7. That's not bad.
Yeah, I might do it too. I don't know. I'm gonna look at it because if it's black and white the whole inside and then just script, then I won't. But if I see the colored pages and then I still get all that director's cut stuff, I might get it so I can just read the issues.
You don't like just the inks, baby? The inks and pencils?
Nah, because then I might as well just get the trade and I don't have to worry about it.
Weapon X 4. How are you guys liking Weapon X?
Good, really good. It's fun, except Wolverine is getting
Alex doesn't think so. I think
he's too campy. Old Man Logan is. I'm getting sick of him.
See? I told you that the first time he talked. Bugs the shit out of me. That's not Wolverine. That's whiny bitch Logan.
He's not bitching. He's more just like, he acts like Sabretooth isn't acting. You know what I mean? Like, Sabretooth's usually like a pompous ass. And now Sabretooth's being a bitch and Wolverine's being a pompous ass.
Yeah, but Wolverine should never be a bitch or a pompous. I mean, they should both be a dick, and that's fine. But be a dick and don't be making jokes. You're not a joker. To me, Wolverine is not supposed to be making jokes.
Yeah.
The man's lived through too much shit to be like, oh my gosh, hilarious.
He's a joker. He's a toker. He's a midnight smoker. Let's see here. X-Men Blue, number 5. X-Men Blue has been pretty great. So, I mean, look who's on the cover, baby. Ultimate Logan. Ultimate Wolverine right on the cover. There we go.
Is that him?
Yeah.
I don't know if are you behind on X-Men Blue? Yeah,
Me?
I know it.
I am.
You need to read some books. You have homework to do, buddy.
Dude, I have been busy reading something else.
What?
That is not show related. Yeah.
Well,
he's reading Game of Thrones.
For you real quick.
Game of Thrones he's reading, so if you guys want to send him no, don't send him spoilers. That's not a good thing to do.
Do you guys like the whole Ultimate Logan thing? Like, I'm kind of worried that they're using that as a crutch.
I don't like the idea of, by the way, they announced already that the Ultimate Universe is coming back. So
what a fucking roundabout.
So I find it weird that they're introducing all these characters into the main continuity for what, like, maybe they're just all going to go away again. I'm not sure what's happening.
Now watch, there'll be a new Ultimate Spider-Man and a new Ultimate Wolverine. It's like, Jesus.
No, I never cared. I mean, that's not even the original Ultimate Wolverine. That's the person who took over from him. So, I mean, it's not...
His son.
Yeah, it's his son. So, it's an interesting thing to introduce, but it also, like you said, could be a crutch being like, we got a Wolverine and he's young. You know, like, it's just like the Old Man Logan thing. It's like, we need a Wolverine and he's not around. Well, pull in that guy. He's a Wolverine. So it depends on how they use them, if I like it or not. But I mean, X-Men, it's been good since the beginning, so I wouldn't see it, like, unless if that's Colin Bunn's idea to bring him in, that's fine. That's for the story. But if Marvel's like, hey, you need a Wolverine in your book or something like that, and it's like a mandate, then I could see it not working out. So we'll see.
That's probably the big non-event coming after Secret Wars, is they're going to bring the Ultimate Universe back. It's like, that's not an event. That's a reboot, baby.
I guess for me, I wish that they would just let stuff be stuff. Be done for a little bit and let it set.
That's comics, baby.
Dude, they're all about the money. Marvel can't lose a buck.
Well, not even Marvel. DC, any superhero thing is, all it is cycles. If you've read any kind of story, it's going to come back in 5 years.
Just a little bit.
I know, but you're also asking, like, if when Batman died, you're also asking DC to put away its biggest money maker. Wolverine sells a lot of books. You're asking them to put away Wolverine. And like I said, creatively, I'm with you 100%. But also, they're a business. And I don't have to, like, if you don't like it, like I don't like it, then I'm just not going to get, like, I'll just drop the book. You know what I mean?
I know. And I mean, it's my choice to keep getting these books that piss me off.
If you don't get like Old Man Logan and you still get Weapon X and complain about it, maybe it's not their problem.
Well, that's the thing.
I mean, it works. That's what I mean. It works.
We get more to that point of there's books that just need to be dropped because they're ruining characters I like. So
that is June 14th, 2017. Comic books. You can get them at your local comic book shop if you're in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, or Lincoln, Nebraska. Check out Rainbow Comics and Cards, or go to Rainbow Comics and Cards. Actually, if you're anywhere around the world, go in and check them out. You can order some books. If you're not local, they can ship them to you. Shipping costs do apply. Check it out. But if you're local, you can pick it up at the shop. Alex, how's the weather look? I mean, tonight, Thor was out there. He was getting pissed. But tomorrow, what are we looking at for comics? How's the weather?
You know, it's actually looking really, really good. There's some good books coming out. Defenders, super pumped for. That triple feature of Bitch Planet, shit. It's got Bitch right in the title. Sold. You know you want to get that. You want to read it outside. It's supposed to be a beautiful day tomorrow. Nice, sunny, about 84 degrees. Be outside if you're in South Dakota. Get some sunlight, some vitamin D. Go have a good day.
I heard it's supposed to rain tomorrow.
Go fuck yourself.
Garrett, how's the traffic look like tomorrow? What should people be expecting?
Traffic might be a little busy because, like the weatherman said, there's going to be some good stuff on the shelf. So you might want to get to your shop early. Make sure you get those nice prints of your book. Otherwise, you might have to stick with the sloppy covers that have corners bent or something. So, especially for Defenders, Secret Empire, that's like hot right now. Yeah, that's pretty busy. So get there early.
Is that everybody's most anticipated for tomorrow, Defenders?
Yeah.
I'm not like super. I can't. Well, yeah. I'm excited to see what it's like more.
By the way, a recommendation for anybody that gets trades: Batwoman by Greg Rucka and J.H. Williams III. There's a trade coming out tomorrow of their run. I would say absolutely put the money down for that. Is
that their whole run or part of it?
It is issues. Let's see here. Issues 854 through 863.
It seems like 12 issues, right? 54 through 63. Also 9. 6, yeah.
Yeah, so if you haven't read it, especially if you're loving Batwoman now, go back and get that. I think it's one of the greatest Batwoman runs, and I would recommend it.
It's a good book.
Like Alex was saying, tomorrow's going to be a wonderful day in the neighborhood. Won't you be my neighbor? My name is Ben Marvin.
I'm Alex.
I'm Garrett.
Everyone stay dry and keep reading.